Yes, we're thinking too small, basically, and you say it all the time, think big. And it's so true. You see, we do need to take those words into consideration because we utter them all the time. We say them all the time. Except that we need to understand what we're saying. And the only reason we're not understanding what we are saying is because when we speak, we fail to speak to ourselves first. We expect someone outside of ourselves to understand the words, and then they don't apply to us. That's why I get the message, and you may not. You see what I'm saying? That's me. Reason I always get the best advice from myself is because when I'm speaking, you best believe it's to myself first. And if he applies, then of course it's gonna apply to everyone else because no difference, right? So the thing is, like, basically, this is why it's so important for me to continue, not only me, but whoever is speaking. It's time now that we understand what leadership is. You see what I'm saying? Because I had to recognize it in myself, and I had to see what is going on and what I'm doing right, what I'm doing wrong. When you speak, I take heed and understand, but I don't just see it. Especially, let's say something is happening to R. Kelly or Michael Jackson right now. Trust me, I'm not really seeing R. Kelly or Michael Jackson. I'm seeing it how he applies to me. Because in reality, if I'm focusing on how he applies to R. Kelly, it's not going to help me. You see, unless I see it from my own life, from my own point of view. You see, where did we fail to cause what's going on? And what is going on? Like, why is this happening? If we don't like it, there's something we need to do about it. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, like, we have to start seeing things this way. We're quick and happy and all the time want to tell someone what to do with themselves, yet we're not applying the same thing in our own lives. And that goes for me first. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is basically, we just want to make sure we understand what leadership is. Because so far, I don't see that we recognize what leadership is. And how do I see it? Is because I see in myself that I did not know what leadership is. Why? Because I was following the blueprint based on those who were taught leadership. But I came today to make sure to let you understand that, some of the people we follow, let's say we are religious heads, right? We follow prophets, we follow people, not our own selves, because we recognize that we're not smart enough to follow our own selves. Let's agree on that. So the thing is, like, now, what happens, like I said last time, is that the parents sometimes, even God, you see, as the parents are our gods because they tell us what to do, they provide for us, they protect us, they do everything that God does in someone's life. You see what I'm saying? So the thing, and if we have to reveal God, it's basically like God say, honor thy father and mother, don't honor me. Because if I am God and then they're doing to you whatever they're doing is what I'm supposed to be doing, but I taught them to be the God for you. You see what I'm saying? But most of them may not be gods because they don't know what they're doing. Because you cannot be that parent to the child if you don't know what to do without even consulting the books. You see what I'm saying? The thing is, like, what I'm saying right now is that when a new world emerges, whenever a new time comes, we need pioneers. And the word exists for that purpose. Exactly. You see what I'm saying? It's because we cannot allow ourselves to go back on the words, except that we go to the past to learn from what worked before and apply it to what we realize for today. You see what I mean? And one flaw I can use to allow you to see that in the words of old, of the sages. Because this is why even the most, Prophet Muhammad himself, who is the best history teachers around the world, can say that he was the best man among us, best father, best husband, best provider, best everything. Yet he never really worked for himself except he was working for his wife. You see what I'm saying? His wife provided the business. His wife didn't need him as a man to come and provide. Not all women really need a man to provide. So that's one thing we have to understand. So he became the best man not because he was feeding his wife, though his wife fed him, but because he was the best man to that wife regardless of what was going on. Because to be a man, it takes more than just being a slave. And I want you to understand that, because I see that's where the mind is stuck at. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, like, basically, the Prophet himself, he said himself that even those that followed him, the Sahabas or the followers of him, they said what? They say, if you find someone that says something better than I, by all means follow them. And this is what I say myself all the time. If you see me saying something wrong, please let me know. Do not just listen to me and then take it. No, analyze my words. But by all means, listen to them first. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, like, okay, analyze if I'm wrong. I'm not a fool. If you correct me, I'll kiss your feet even. You see what I'm saying? Because that you allow me to grow even further. You see what I mean? But by letting me be in my mistakes, oh, I don't need that. I'm not a fool. I'm here to grow. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like basically, one quick second. The thing is basically is that what would I say? It's so far. He said if you hear someone saying something better, listen to them, because they recognize they're human. You know, they may make mistakes. Sometimes you may think God is talking to you, and then it's the devil. You wouldn't know if you don't know who the devil is inside your own self, or who God is inside your own self. So of course you're easily tricked. You see what I'm saying? Because first you have to recognize the devil inside you, the enemy inside you, before you can recognize the one outside of you. That's just the way it works, whether you see it or not, or know it or not. You see what I mean? So the thing basically is that he said that, and then I had to take heed, because unlike most of those who call themselves Muslims or Christians, this and that, and followers of faith, I had to recognize that God in the Quran himself said, you know, he loved those who think. Look around you and see if there's any flaws. And there's signs for you in everything in creation. So therefore, not for the prophet, but for everyone who exists. You can learn from these things that surround you without having to fall on someone else's words. Because prophets are there as an example. You see, we have to be that which he was, or that's what he is. He's not coming to create one, and then when he's finite, he knows he's going to die. So if he come to turn you into disciples and turn you into followers, when he's gone, who are you going to follow, obviously? You lost again. You see what I'm saying? Because you failed to become who he was being the example to you. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is like basically what we got to understand is somehow, when he say listen, is because now it's a new world. I recognize that the Prophet himself sallallahu alaihi wasallam said at his time, if you seek to understand a man, you see, you just ask his wife, and then his wife will tell you everything you need to know about the man. But nowadays women don't know who a woman is. They don't even know how to be a wife. So who are we going to ask for a man, how the man is, except that we can only rely on our own selves, on our own experience of that man. Because the women sometimes may lie, obviously. They can go to the police, say, my husband hit me, or this happened, this woman hit me, that man raped me, blah, 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 and they may be lying. You see what I'm saying? So how can this apply to the new world now? It's basically, you know, your own experience of that person. You can't just take he say, he'll say, she say. You see what I mean? Right now it's about what do you know. It's not what you heard or what you read. It's a new world. And how we know that is because look at some prophets, like let's take Isa, known also as Jesus Christ to some, right? Or Yeshua, or something like that. Did he have a teacher telling him, or he received revelation, or someone teaching him what to teach the people? Or did he recognize it in himself and be in it? You see what I'm saying? Because that was he came for something new. That's why he had to say, I did not come to change the laws of Moses. I came to reinforce them. Because whatever he's teaching, although some of what Moses was teaching may not apply for the time, but still, if they were like part of the universal laws, then they will remain, because they are truth. This is why there is what? There's different type of laws. You will find common law, which is the prophet who were told, like Prophet Muhammad himself was taught by an angel, and according to who? Moishe's temple, angels are who? They are whom? You see what I'm saying? He was taught, and then now, meaning somebody taught him this. And then as he was learning it, he had to become what he was learning. This is why he knew that, okay, you know, humble, humility and stuff like this, listen to you and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And after that, sometimes he don't know what to do, just like Christ himself didn't know what to do sometimes. But there are prophets that came, and then they came, and angels taught them. And then there are prophets that came that they knew they were already the message themselves. Their lives. You see what I'm saying? So when it's a new world, so one of these teaching gotta apply. Is it the teaching of the one that was taught, or the teachings of the one that was being? There's time to teach, there's time to be. And when it's a new world, it's time to be. Not time to regurgitate. Because regurgitation have its limits. But being has no limits. We have to understand that. So now it is what? It is Women's Day. You see? And then the Women's Day, somehow, I wanted to basically start this with my mother, you see, whom have given me life and suck or something. So what it is, it's like, you see, to share that, okay, she gives me life, and if I can serve my world and my people and myself, if it started with her. You see what I mean? So I'd say, okay, it's not Mother's Day, but who are the women except that they are the mothers? Saying Happy Mother's Day is saying Happy Women's Day, and then saying Happy Women's Day is saying Happy Mother's Day. You see, we can change the terms, but we are still reviewing the goddesses. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is, and this is why the best we can do as men is to be ourselves. Because the women, although they hold the power to control everything, but we are created out of them for a reason. To enforce the laws. You see, to protect them, to do certain things. You see what I mean? Not that they cannot fight. As you can see, the women army are the fiercest. It's not that they need us, but they need to be, just like I said, the mouth need to speak, just like the nose need to smell, everything has its purpose. Not that they can't be their own protectors. You see? But we have to serve something, serve a purpose, so that they can be who they need to be to the best of their abilities. Why? Because companies, corporations are based on real life. When you go in a corporation, if you cannot understand life, let's put it in the corporation away. Do you take the accounting to put them on the cash register to receive cash or something like this? No. You want them to be where he is. Everybody has their own purpose. You see what I mean? So the real man, the true leader got to recognize the potential in everyone that is serving so that he can place them in the proper position. But if they know who they are, then they will say to the leader who they are, and the leader will recognize that in them and then put them in that position. That's why no one can tell you who you are unless you come and say, okay, I can serve this. And the other one comes in, I can serve that. The other one comes, okay, that's because they know that's their strength. They recognize it. No one can tell except themselves. You see what I'm saying? Things can be simple if we really know ourselves. You see what I'm saying? But if we're just thinking that because we read a book and somebody said something the other day that was so beautiful. He said that, I don't understand, scientists may read thousands of books and they want to read some more. They're always questioning themselves. And a religious man will read one book and they think they know it all. You see what I mean? We don't understand why we do that, but we do that. You see what I'm saying? If we are looking to read from someone else's experience, it's going to take a lot more than the books that exist. More got to come in order to explain that one thing. But let's cut the chase, you see what I mean? Let's not just seeking it outside. Let's just go within ourselves. Because the answer is there and it's simple when you go within. You see what I'm saying? So leadership, basically, to continue on that, is more than what you guys think it is now. What I thought it was. Because what I'm telling you now is things that I knew before. But the fact that I questioned myself because I wasn't firm within my own self, then I had to just be who you say a man is. Because how old am I? There are men here, I come and say, okay, I have to follow them because they're older. This is the blueprint, this is the way it works. But sometimes leadership requires for you to stand alone even if no one believes or understands your level. For the sake of everyone else and yourself. Because only you can see. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we have to go against our parents to stand for something greater. Like many of us now who become great heads of industry, it's because of a decision we took to go against our parents. When they were telling us go to school, get a job, and then we recognize we have to disrespect that advice and do as we feel is right. Build our own businesses. And it goes for everyone else. If we can dishonor our parents' advices when God himself or herself said to honor your mothers and fathers, then imagine for someone we don't even know, we were not there when they lived. You see what I'm saying? We have to understand what we are doing. So if we really want to reveal the women, the first thing we have to do is to be men to them. If we really want to love our daughters, is to be fathers to them. But how can we be a father when yet we have yet to discover who a man is? If we still believing that a man is something that it goes by the value of the paper created outside of that man, then therefore we far away, removed from what a man really is. So, because basically, if a man is about if you can create a business, so let's listen to the bigger men then. Let's listen to the Walmart men. Let's listen to the Target men. Those that are creating jobs around the world, McDonald's men, because they hire more men, if that's what it is. You really minute to compare to these men in reality. So why do you think the children don't want to listen? Because going against the truth is basically burning ourselves, not the truth. That's why we really gotta be men enough to stand up and be men and take it. Because being a man is not to reject truth. No. Being a man is to accept the truth regardless of what anyone else say. Most of the time we think being a man is to follow the current. Sometimes being a man requires going against the current. Why? Because that's the best thing to do for the moment. Not because you want to be belligerent or a gangster. No. Because that's what it requires for the time being. You see what I'm saying? Because now we think we know what men is. Yes, we are raised by slave masters and they taught us hard work. But let's look what they do. Do they work as hard as we do, or do they put us to work as usual? So it's not listening. Sometimes the master don't want you to overpass them. Of course, they're going to tell you the truth or something about what a man is. They're going to make you feel proud of being where you are, to serve them to the best of your ability, like the Bible says somehow. Obey your masters like you would obey Christ. So sometimes, like we say, if we can dishonor our mothers, sometimes even the master must be dishonored too. You see, for the sake of the master and our own sake. Because I really don't, I feel bad not for myself when I hear those things, because I understand and I'm trying to raise children based on what a real man is and what a real woman is. But I hear those that are out there with loud voices and stuff like this saying things that are contrary to what a real man is. And then now I have to come and say what a real man is, and thereby stepping on some toes. That's why it's not the action. If I step on your toes, it's not because I just want to show off or I want to hurt your feelings. But sometimes as parents, we just got to put our feet down. You see, because we see further than the child. Or the master in the self sees further than the ego. Because ego has a lot of advice. Yet ego never applies this advice. You see? Because how do I know? It's because I am equipped with one too. I am ego. So I know. I'm not just speaking because I read it. I'm not speaking because an angel told me. But I experienced the ego. I am the ego. You see what I mean? So the thing is, like, we could build so much. We could do so much. But the fact that we think we know, the fact that we understand, we think we know what a man is, telling the children what they say, oh, to be a man is to be a slave, to be this, to be... No. Don't you think you will serve the woman best if you become heads of industries? But not just by creating business and no, it takes more than that. You see? But just because we like to take our little successes, regardless of how small they are, and make it the biggest thing that everyone must follow. That's your big, not the big. That's why I was telling my own children that, you see, why would you want to feel happy getting 20 an hour when there's people getting $1 million an hour? or $1,000,000 a minute. Except that you have to recognize that this exists. So how the hell can I get that done too? Or are you satisfied with that? But if you're satisfied with that, you cannot force someone else to be satisfied with it when they can get more. Like I say, if the leadership is based on those that hire the most men, so who do you think we need to hire? Whoever created Walmart, whoever created Target. I don't think there's none in the black community that can face those people right now. So there's no black man that can lead really if money is what leads to leadership. Yes, it feels good to be where you are, but don't try to make it bigger than it is. Then you're creating a problem. For those who can serve more, for those who what money you're creating can serve more than you're creating right now. Because the best you can do is the same thing that Walmart is doing. But Walmart cannot lead in reality. Walmart can feed certain families, you see, but they cannot turn those families into leaders. So if you are following Walmart as the man, then we might as well just worship the creators of Walmart instead of the black men. Because there's no black men that can compare themselves to what white men are creating as business around the world at the moment. So why not keep the white men as the leader then for the new world? Because they prove themselves that they provide. Because even those that are saying that, oh, I know business, I know finance, I know this, I know that, is a white man that taught you that. So we might as well go straight to the source then. What you achieve is not wrong as long as you keep it within your pants. But the minute that you bring it out as the shit, then now you're creating a problem because there's better. We applaud when it's in your life. But when you try to make it what everything's supposed to be based on, then now you're creating a problem. We need to tame you for your sake and for our own sake. You see what I'm saying? And this is no disrespect to no one, because this is what I had to recognize in myself. That's why we say let's be men. Because the same way we say you give the fool an advice, they get mad. But when you get mad when someone gives you advice, you're only saying you're a fool. Because we know that already. Fools get mad. That's why they never grow. Regardless of what they think growth is. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, like, but the wise men will be happy when you guide them and when you correct them. Because you didn't take away from them, you added unto them. So why would they be mad? That's why they are wise instead of a fool. So let's not be fools. Allow us to just say what we need to say, because all of us hold a piece to what needs to be done. We all came to help. This is not a one man's job. That's why everyone who speaks, I take the time to listen. Because I know they have something that I've not experienced yet. Everybody's journey is different. So I have to listen, even if it takes 3 hours and I hear things I know, but I stay focused, you know what I'm saying, until I hear something I didn't know. It could be one thing out of 3 hours, it could be 1 second or one word. I have to get it. And we all gotta do the same thing. But ego doesn't allow us to be ourselves. And the same way, the wise man, you can compare it to a man. A real man is wise indeed. Because there's males and there's men. The male is the fool, but the man is the wise. You see what I mean? Male can have babies, but only men can raise babies. Fools have babies, but only wise men raise babies. You understand? So that's just the way it is. It's not about, okay, let's talk and then let's refute or let's reject or let's accept. But how would you know what I'm talking about if you don't even know nothing yourself? How would you know what a man is when you're saying loudly every day that you don't know? And I'm listening and I'm paying attention. I know you don't know. Because really the women cannot be women if the men are not being men. That's why most of us will curse the women that are shaking their asses in strip clubs for money, and then we cursing them, saying they're just their low life. No, I will go and take a wife there if I have to sometimes. Because this is the same potential as the goddess, except that there's no men to allow her to be the queen. because we complement each other. If one is not being what it's supposed to be, it's only going to show in the mirror. And the woman mirror the man mirror the woman. Trust me, if men are being men, women will never belittle themselves. That's why I was telling my own 10-year-old, pussy is there to be fucked. Dick is there to fuck pussy. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, like, why are you fucking? Is it for $1? Or is it because you're horny? There's a difference. Action is intention. Fucking is part of life. But why are we fucking? If we fucking because we need money, then there's a problem. We are misusing the energy. But if we fucking because we're horny or we want to have fun, we want to enjoy each other, then that's the reason. That's the purpose. You see what I mean? We want to hide behind corporation taught like slave masters mentalities and stuff like this. But when in reality, it's in our faces that the women cannot be themselves. And then the thing is like we just cursing them like we better. Or we have one that I wouldn't cheat. We have, oh, nah. If the women do anything they do, is because the men are not doing what they're supposed to do. Trust me, you don't have to tell a woman what to do. Because the women do whatever men wants them to do. And the men do whatever the woman wants them to do. Men gives no fuck about money. In reality. But because a woman is impressed by luxury, then we worry about money. You see, we are being that because of the woman. Same way the women don't care about going out there and shaking ass, this and that, blah, blah, blah. They will be happy to do it for their men. But we are first to be the men. Why? Because we're going around thinking we're doing something, when in reality, when you came, is to make sure to safeguard a land for the women so that they can be themselves. But now they have to go around looking for apartments, paying bills and doing this. Why? Because men don't stand for their own so that they can hold the nation together for the women to be women. We are the problem. What are you talking about? Just because you're doing well, yes, and that, nah. If no one around you is doing well, you're just robbing people without even knowing it. Sometimes we're thieves, we don't know. Because how would we know if we don't know the basic, which is our own energy, who we are? We don't know what that is. So we won't know anything else. Because you have to first know the basics yourself. If you don't know that, you can't know nothing else. You see? And this is why I just say certain things. At first I may watch my mouth being politically correct, try to speak in codes so that I don't step on toes and hoping that people get the message. But then they come back at me like it's something, oh, I done something wrong and now they're giving me advice like this is how you do it. So why? Because I'm trying to be too small. Speak or forever hold your peace. If you can speak like a man, then might as well shut the fuck up. That's what I say to myself. That's what the ancestors say to me. And that's what you say to me. You see what I mean? It's just the way it is. Trust me, when the divine masculine is present among us, you will know because the women will feel protected. You will find less women going to shake their asses. You said that's what they see in themselves. When they look in the mirror, they don't even want to face themselves. The only reason they keep doing it is because since the men say money runs the world, then I'm getting more money than the men. So of course I have to show some pride in what I do. But when they look in themselves, they see more than what they are doing. That's why they're not really proud. I know. They speak to me. For real. They don't come with a mask like they come to you because they have to mask themselves because you're masking yourself. When women talk to me, they open up. They tell me everything. Right now, I'm raising a daughter like I'm the mother. I'm more preparing her for a period more than the mother. You don't know what I do. That's why I see this strength, this superpower, human superpower, I recognize it. But I recognize it because I am powerful. But for you to know this is power, you have to first recognize it in yourself. You have to know that you're powerful. Otherwise, you're going to keep taking what the power is and throw it down like it's garbage and then take the garbage and pick it up like it's the power. As you are already doing, obviously. Because when the divine masculine is there, the divine feminine is going to come forth. It's just the way it is. It's a mirror. The only reason you don't see it, you may pretend like, oh, I'm holy, I'm best, I'm man, I'm this. But if we cannot see the holy woman, the divine feminine coming forth, we see more strippers. To the point where I'm watching on Facebook where a child, they ask that little girl, who you want to be? She says a stripper. And then there's men or divine masculine among us. How does divine masculine and the little girl is going to say a stripper? We got to be lying to ourselves. When divine masculine is present and speaking and being a man, there's no such thing. Therefore, we bring out the divine feminine, and then there will be no scarcity. Because we are being the protectors and the true providers. You see what I mean? Because the man is the manager, not the worker, obviously. It's not the one who come and then be the slave and go wipe some ass and go do this or go clean the floor somewhere or do whatever we do. Ashe, ashe, ashe. He's the one that run the industry. That's the most men. Trust me, if you bring your wife to that man, it doesn't matter if they pay you $20 an hour. If your wife comes, whether she's happy because she comes from a poor family where people get $5 an hour and now she got a man with 20 and therefore it's progress to her. But the minute you take that man and bring her to work and meet that boss of yours, then she wants that man now. Because she knows she deserves more. But so far, that's what she gets. So you do yourself a disservice when you are happy with what you got right now. Because I don't see success. I look around, I don't see it. Don't lie to yourself. I'm not going to lie to myself. I want abundance. I don't want no fake retarded stuff. I want real woman. I don't want no mask or someone with none. I don't want females. I want a woman. I don't want my daughter to just be a next female worker. You see what I mean? I want a real woman to raise nations, abundance, where the children can play and be happy and not worrying about mommy and daddy fighting over bills. There's no divine masculine present. This is why you're seeing this. Let's not lie to ourselves. And if it's working for you, you eating, it's only because you're following those that don't know what they're doing. Because in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Of course, if you follow the crumbs, you will pick them up and eat them. But that doesn't mean you have your own table. You see what I'm saying? So I try to speak certain ways, but if you're not getting it, I have to come blunt. Because this is not about you, it's not about me. It's about this is a new world and let's be who we're supposed to be. Regardless of how the girls feel about it. And then when you are enjoying that moment, then you will remember. Just like the children take the parents when they finally understand. I'm not worried about what you think. No. I just hear you. By all means, speak. Let me know where you at. It's through your words that I will know. So now that I know, then I have to come with the solution. Because if I don't, I can't expect someone else. Because the thing is not about waiting for a savior. It's to become that savior. In my own life, and you become in your own life. And if we are being that savior in our own lives, then there goes outside of us everything happening on its own. No fight, no nothing needs to happen. Everybody's just being who they are within their own pants. Not having to step on no one else's toes. But when one who knows money and when one who knows wealth, when one who knows men tell what a man is and what we're supposed to be for the new world, and then the one who made something following the crumbs in the old world, thinking that they can come and stand up against the truth of what a real man is, then now we are creating a problem. So now if we don't say something now, then we're going to allow the men to continue to be the ones that we are cursing every day. Calling the children whores. Why? Because so they can follow the crumbs. Calling the men thugs and kill one another. The same thing we are cursing, but we are the problem. Because we say the rappers are wrong, yet we go and buy the albums, we listen to the music. How can I blame them without blaming myself? Because it's a collection here. It's a collective issue. It doesn't just come from one person. It comes from the one who, when you feel good, when you see them, you want an autograph. That one is also the guilty. The one who buy the album is guilty. The one who listen to it is guilty. The one who air it is guilty. Everyone is guilty. Not just the rappers. You see? But why do they have to do that? Because they may be weak men, and then they have some strength to feed themselves, enough to feed themselves, but not enough to build a new world for themselves. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, like, now there have to be some men that can just come and do certain things so that they don't have to go and sell their little children, calling them whores and this and that, because sex sells. And then if we don't, then it's just gonna keep going down, 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 to the point where we can do nothing about it. So on Women's Day today, the best we can offer the women is to be men. Not men according to what Master taught us to be, hard workers. No. Hard thinkers. Builders, again, of words. Not just, okay, somebody created cryptocurrency. Let me pick up the crumb and then act like I know it. No. Not that. Somebody created the dollar. Let me pick up the dollar and work for it and learn how to use it and teach my children and this is it. No. Not that. Create out of thin air, out of nothing. Just like the one who created the dollar. Because if we can't create something out of thin air, like the one who created the dollar, then we have to allow them to lead. Because they proved that they are gods created out of nothing. So let's not pretend. That's why when you want me to share certain things, or the white man is doing this, enslaving us, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I don't see men in you. So therefore, if you can't be men, you can only serve the man. Because you feel good, because he created something and then you mastered it, and then you think you're the creator now. You can't have the same credit as the creator. Just because the creator taught you how to use what he created. You see? Because that's why I will marry the stripper before I marry someone else, as long as I know the stripper doesn't like being a stripper. So therefore, she's seeing her own potential. Because the woman, if there's no men present, obviously, so therefore she's going to have to provide for herself, protect herself. This is why you see the women nowadays, they don't even respect men anymore. It's because the divine masculine is not present. Although we're saying we are, but it's not there. She don't see it because she will recognize it. She created it. You see what I'm saying? She will pick on and to provide for. That's why women will say, I provide best for myself. I don't need a man to provide for me. She will say, like Beyonce would say, I will kick you into the curve and replace you in a second. You're replaceable. It's true. Because only man is irreplaceable. Male, easily replaceable. Because whatever you do, she can do better for herself. You see what I'm saying? There's more to providing more to provision to a woman than what you think. The true provision is giving a land to the woman to work like it's hers. Not looking for a job or building a business on someone else's land. That's not men. That's a male. If you have to pick from someone else's words to make your word, then you're not a man. We have to recognize what it is. Because all the time, if I know what a man is, because I look into the eyes of a woman and recognize it, and then now I want to be it. So, but the ones who were taught by the books or were taught by their masters and stuff like they know and they stand against it. And then the majority is thinking money is God. And then now everything that can be done cannot be done because the real man cannot speak. Because the majority speak at the moment. Not the quality, but the number. But sometimes quality speaks louder than numbers. Louder. Like I say, if you feel like you are big because you have business, you hire 100 people. So what makes you think you can lead better than the one who hire 1,000,000? When in fact, you only can create what you create based on what the one who created 1,000,000 created. That's why you cannot achieve more than he did. If money runs the world, so let's follow the money makers. Let's bow to Rothschild. Let's not lie to ourselves. The thing is, like, I can't come and raise my face, Black Power, or whatever the fuck we're saying, and then now and then to go around and then go chase the money again that Rothschild created. That's hypocritical. That's retarded. That's stupid. If I don't want to follow Rothschild, I can't need the money. I have to review Rothschild because I know I'm using the money now, and the best men among us are only men because of the money. So who am I to say fuck Rothschild? If any woman is listening, if any man is listening, they have to review Rothschild, directly or indirectly. Because whether we lie to ourselves, the truth is going to fall through. That if money really is God, then therefore whoever the fuck created money is bigger than God. Then we want to kill God, the creator. Oh. The woman is her day to day. She created the man, yet the man is audacious enough to give her a day. The women didn't choose a day for themselves. Men, as retarded as we are, we give her a day. Like, here, that's yours. And 364 is mine. You see what I mean? She created you, but now you're giving her a day. It's like giving her a paycheck. Like you the owner of the company or the owner of the world, and then, okay, I created that world. I give life to you. God, don't you see what the Bible say? My rape. You see? It's the women's day, so let's be men. The best we can do. It's not giving her, plucking beautiful flowers in the Eden of the Garden of Eden and give her to die. No. It's not buying her a car. No. Because she's really gonna drive it on someone else's reality and then get stopped and get tickets and get harassed in that car. Because you wanna give everything except what you need to give, the foundation. You can feel as big as you want, but you're not fooling me, you're not fooling the women. They will accept it because who are they? Because they give you the power of masculinity, so now they have to depend on you, although they know intuitively they shouldn't, but at least they have to mentally follow the money, follow the crumbs. Because that's what the men they created to provide are doing. So let me show them I can do more. That's why you see that everything you do, women want to show you I can too. Because they recognize, who are you? Like, what can you do that I can't? That's why they would rather be lesbian than instead of being subjected to that retarded ass monkey calling himself a man because he has $1. They would rather stay alone or fuck every single man that moves instead of standing under one monkey thinking that he owns her or something like that. Because she don't recognize a man. Because we're lying to ourselves. But best believe if divine masculine exists, the women will be subservient to it automatically. Why? Because she created it. And she knew to be subservient to it. It's not even being subservient, really. It's working in harmony, knowing her place. Just like in the company, the accountant knows to be in the accounting room. The cashier knows to be on the cash register. It's not really who's big, who's not, because if you change any one position, take the account and put it on the cash register and put the cash, take the cashier and put in the accounting seat, then the business is not gonna grow. It's not really big, whatever big like we're thinking. It's just perspective and proper places. Recognizing the energy and then know where it belongs. the woman know where she belongs, and the man will know where he belongs, although males may not or females may not. But the female can never become a woman until the males become a man. That's what we always say. If we teach a woman, we raise a nation. If we teach a man, we raise a man. That's why if we become men and the women become a woman, then thereby they're going to raise women. And there goes abundance, there goes divine feminine, there goes everything that is good. Because it's going to have to come from her. But because it comes from her, before it comes from her, we have to be ourselves. So by all means, Women's Day, let's really give her what she needs. Let's really give her what she deserves. Not a room in Master's house, but her own house. And then for those who cannot comprehend, I'm not talking about a house, I'm speaking in code. When I say house, understand what I mean. So I know you feel good, I already have my woman in a house. What are you talking about? No, that's a room in Master's house. Create your own. But how can you? Because you're feeling good where you at. You know, okay, that's what a man is because Master said so. No, Master said so according to your level, a slave. But Master don't follow you, does he? Because he's not a slave, he don't want to be a slave. So if you want to be a master, don't be happy where you are, regardless of how much crumbs you're picking up. Become master. Tell another man who a man is. Not just follow Master's blueprint of a man. That's why you can't recognize a real man, and when the real men speak, you're going to use Master words against them. Because you don't know a man. Master told you you were a man. So by all means, allow ourselves to be that man to the woman so that the woman can become. Because she exists in the stripper. She exists in the prostitute. She exists everywhere. I know of men who took a prostitute and turned her into the best wife the world can offer. If that man can be a real man, you best believe that woman is going to be a real woman, because it's only a mirror. But if there's so many monkeys around putting the women down, while the woman is trying to build out of thin air, out of nothing, just like Master did, and then you feeling so good and disrespecting the real men, then now the women who don't know themselves taking with their heart, taking, okay, although they know intuitively that that man is the real man, but they cannot really follow that man because that man, you know, he's only alone, and then those are millions, and I have to follow the millions, the numbers, because we're here to lead the women. They created us for that. Not that they can't lead themselves. Without us here, they can. But with us, they need us. You see what I mean? With us, they need us. Because they're going to get read by us if there's not some of us who become watchers to protect them. Policemen or whatever, army men, protect their corners and protect their borders. Because it's the man that they created that's going to become the problem for them. That's why it's men to control men. So that the women can be women. But please understand this. There's no man yet. The man is the divine masculine. That's what I'm talking about. The one, to tell you the truth, we need that needs no one. And no one needs no one's creation. He can create anything out of nothing. Because he is a man only mirroring where he comes from God. God creates out of thin air. So to depend on something to become a man already tell you who you are. A slave, a male. You're not a man. You can be a rich slave, but yet still a slave, like the noble Farrakhan say. You can be a rich slave. And that's why I really listen to this brother all the time. Because he's saying things that I really recognize. You are a rich slave, yet still slave. So by all means, if we want to reveal that day and reveal the women, today you know what I did? I gave my ex-wife a lecture about a man, and she recognized, because she was not raised by one. Her father was always at war somewhere overseas because he's an army man. But how can she recognize a real man? She don't even trust men. As you can see now, many women are saying they don't trust no man. The divine masculine is to be trusted. The reason they say they don't trust no men is not because there's no men building businesses. That's not because there's no men feeding their children. It's not because there's no men picking up dog shit. It's because they don't see nothing out of that to be respected, to be revealed. So we can lie as much as we want, but not to the women, because obviously they don't trust us, because obviously they don't follow us. Don't you see they want to prove to us they can do everything? It's because they want to, okay, you want to feel big over me because you can do this, so you might as well do the same and show you I can without you. I don't need you. It's a fight. Because really, when it's the ego, it's ego against ego. Males against females, not men against women. There's no such thing. Men and women work together and build worlds. Males and females fight each other over a dollar, regardless of how much of dollars they have. They still fight because it's an ending. You see what I mean? Numbers has no limits. There's no man. It hurts me, even if the women, I know I never disrespect a woman. I know I've never raped a woman. I know I've never hurt a woman. You see? But the thing is, like, the problem is what? I'm still hurting. Because I'm not being a man. I'm not speaking truth. I'm not showing why it's not working. I keep standing in the background like I'm small. Because I'm afraid I don't have balls enough to stand up and be what I know. Because God says what in the Quran? Allah says, you know what? I'll raise men to help men. That's the way He does it. Through a man, I help another man. It's not about God coming, putting His fat hand into the skies and then lift the things for you now. If you don't know how to do it, He raised another man to do it. How does He raise him? By putting him to trials in life. The trials that you may laugh at sometimes. So you're not men. You think life is about being sweet and laying there with your feet playing video games or watching movies and then farting in the wife's face because you pay your bills and stuff like this. Monkeys. That's why every time the women speak, even if they're not talking to me, I take it in my heart because I feel it so deeply like it's me. Because yes, it is me. Because there's no separation. If one man is doing it, we all doing it. One way or another. So there's no man. Please, by all means, know that. There's no such thing right now. Is this why? It's because the women, we can see it. How the hell you think the mother who created the man is going to disrespect the man and say, I don't need you or I can do without you? She's never going to say that to the real one. She's never going to go gay because there's the real one. Never. She loves being who she is. How the fuck am I going to be mad at the lesbian woman when I recognize she's being what we're not being for herself? I can't be mad at no one but myself. But the only reason I'm speaking is because you want to be mad at everyone but yourself. I don't come to you mad as fuck because, you know, I don't get it. I want to blame you. I come because I recognize we're not seeing that we are the problem. Because we think, okay, I feed my children, I send them to the master's schools, I send them to this, I build my house next to master, I do this, I do that, so I'm successful according to master. What did I say? As a man, I said success is when you define what it is to yourself. Until then, you have not achieved success. Because what is success to master is not success to the slave. If you are living success according to master's words, you have yet to achieve success for yourself. That's why when I speak, by all means, please stand down. And I don't feel good saying that for many reasons. I don't feel good saying that because I hate a man telling me what to do. Therefore, I don't expect to want a man to expect to like when I tell him what to do. And I don't say that, I don't feel good saying that because how the fuck we have to say that? Sometimes the one who like seeing the monkey stuff going on is more like shook by it than the one who did it. Or you see what I'm saying though? We may see someone stealing just because they look like us. We feel more ashamed than the one who's stealing. That's what I'm trying to say. So when the women say they don't trust men, I feel ashamed. Even if I know I did everything I can to be a man to a woman. But millions of billions of males thinking they are men because they follow master's crumb or follow master's teaching as a man. So therefore the women don't know who to believe now. Because they may see the other men with bigger cars. They may see the other men with more houses. They may see the other men with more dollars in the bank. But did we come to make the dollars bigger than it is? We didn't come to worship the dollar. We came to reveal the masculine again, the divine masculine, so that the divine feminine can create abundance with the dollar or without it. Because it's not the dollar that buys things. The earth don't need the dollar to grow fruits or to grow trees, to turn to planks, and to take those planks, put them together and build homes. The earth don't need the dollar to do these things that they provide. So the divine feminine doesn't need the dollar to create abundance. He may use it as a medium because that's what the dollar is. A medium of exchange, not the exchange. Get it? Especially you who wants to be, heads of money. Those who lead the next world into money. You have to understand the power and the limitation on money, what it is and what you are. It's not the shit. You the shit. The money is a medium to the shit. Because we can't bend down and be prostitute and sell ourselves, right? But what we can do is just sell our mouths, our services, our skills. And then somebody cannot just give us their hands that have the skills and put it in our pocket and walk away with it. Therefore, we have to create a medium in between and back it up with our own power. I can create my own cryptocurrency. That's the proper way to understand cryptocurrency. And this is why I was on a panel of cryptocurrency, but I don't recognize the power yet, so I had to fall back. Because there's enough monkeys understanding cryptocurrency, obviously, younger than myself. So it's not really those that need to understand crypto that is needed. We may build a new world with one of us understanding crypto. One. We all don't need to go. Yes, we all go because we are trying to get a little dollar out of what we understand. Then we go, we use it as a way to pay our bills. But really not, in a new world or in a company, we don't need no more than one. So why would I waste my time being something that many can be? I have to be what's not present. Because crypto can be, I can have my own crypto. This is the power of cryptocurrency. My own bank. Call it Vlad coin. What is backing it up? Vlad. Who is Vlad? Whatever I have to offer that you need, you can't live without. Trust me, you can't live without my words. You can't. And I don't come here feeling good saying that in reality. But how can you trust me if I don't really show that I believe in myself? Right? But when I truly believe, you may feel small. This is why it's not that I don't believe in myself. It's because you're not ready for myself. Because I'm not here to make $1. I have to wait until you're ready. But sometimes time is against us. Like I said, the class existed before you were ready for it. It's not that, until, no, it's there waiting for you. The solutions exist before the problem. Nothing new under the sun. So it's perspective of things. We have to understand everything we're doing. It's not how to profit from cryptocurrency or how to profit from the stock market. That's nothing. Yes, we are following master. They created that. If you can get some crumbs out of it, yes, billions of dollars are being raised out of it, but I make a cent today out of it. You good, you big because of that. It's pitiful. But I don't want to step on your toes because I want you to be happy around your children and around your wives. Because they're feeling like they're going somewhere. I don't want to kill that dream. But at the same time, I know you are more. And I know the earth deserves more out of you. Out of me. Out of us. So how the fuck am I going to allow us to just be happy with a crumb? When we can build, bake our own pie. So when I'm speaking, I'm not trying to disrespect. I say again. Always understand that. Because everybody may do certain things, but they're not doing it for the same reasons. People may say the same thing and it hurts you the same way, but we're not saying it for the same reasons. So now we have to understand the reason behind what we say so that we can take it for what it is. That's why sometimes someone tell you something. If you know for a fact they're trying to hurt you, of course, punch them in the nose for it. But if mother is telling you don't smoke because it kills your lungs, then you can't kill mother, because mother is not trying to control you. Mother is trying to protect you. You can't like disrespect mother because some man was telling you throw out the cigarette, don't smoke. You see what I'm saying? It's two different things. It's not about none of what you understand is what it's about. You don't get it. You think, let me explain to us how retarded we are for a second. How many years have we been programmed to be slaves? To be less than men? Who among us ever admit that we're not men? When whoever taught us whatever we're proud to be today, only were teaching us enough to be the male, not to be the man. And then we worry, oh, the black women are going to the black men, to the white men. And you don't get it? Of course, that's what's going to happen. Because whoever created the money is who the woman is going to gravitate to, not the one who can make it the best or who can pick up the best crumbs. Hell no, they're not that stupid. You're not that stupid. Don't you see, you will kiss the boss's ass, not the employees, even if the employee is the best. Why would you expect the women to follow the one that picks up the crumbs the best? See it through yourself, then you will understand the women. You can't curse them. There's nothing they're doing that's wrong. In reality, we are doing wrong. The women are just being women. When son is missing, then they have to continue to live. When husband is missing, they gotta live. When the man is missing, they gotta live. So they gotta survive. And it's not about something about black, white, that goes for anything. But it's only the black one that really can relate, because they are the one being happy with crumbs around the world. And you wonder why the world don't respect you. If you can see why someone don't respect you, you have bigger problem than the respect. Because sometimes it's not to know That is the problem, because we're not expected to know unless the father is there to teach. You see what I'm saying? How could the children know? We can't blame them. It's to think we know is the problem, when we don't in reality. That's the bigger problem. Because every time I've been meaning to teach certain things, to talk about what's missing in the reality. But I don't want to do that because I know we're going to be like girls with skirts and then be mad. Instead of taking heed, understand what we're trying to say to you. What your ancestors is trying to say to you. But you curse your ancestors when you reject the truth, because the ancestors stand for truth. The ancestors did not, like right the other day I shared something about a priest, a European priest in Haiti, speaking about the Haitian people worshiping Jesus. He said he don't understand how come they worship a God, the same God that enslaved them. He don't get it. Why do they go to the same churches that were built on their land to enslave them? Why would they wear the robe of the priest that came to misguide them? Why are they proud to do that? He don't get it. Because some of them evolve, they become the truth. They see the problem. They're like, how can they not see that? And then we're blaming the white man. When in reality, I've learned more truth from the white man than I can ever learn from the black man. And you wonder why no black man trusts another black man. Why are we wondering instead of seeing things? I don't wonder. I know. The only thing I wonder is when you don't get it, then I wonder why. What's stopping you? Why? How can I say it? I do not wonder against my own self. It's only surviving amongst you that make me wonder. Because trust me, I'm no slave of no one. So to survive among slaves that are happy to be slaves, then therefore I have to wonder. Am I wrong for wanting to be my own master? Or should I be happy to be the slave? I'm wondering. I don't guess myself because of what my ancestors is telling me within me. I second guess myself because I don't know how to connect with those that I'm meeting every day. It doesn't feel good to stand alone and just not being able to have a good conversation with another man. Because we are social beings. It's basically living in hell. And this is why I want to turn it to a paradise, to Eden again. Why? Because I'm tired of living in hell. Because in hell is ruled by the males and the females. And paradise is ruled by the men and the women. So I had to become a man. But until you recognize what a man is, you can never understand what I say. Because it takes one to know one. I didn't make that rule. This is universal. It takes one to know one, and you amongst yourselves, you say it all the time with different words. Will, recognize, will. And it's so true. I see it all the time. I can say whatever the fuck I want. Until you become it, you can never see it. Because master's loud. Trust me, I don't need no guidance to be a man, because no animal will never read a book to become who it is. The dog don't read a book to become a dog. The cat don't read a book to become a cat. The worm don't read a book to become a worm. Why a man saying that is the apex being or the top dog have to read a book to be itself? Why? Why? You see what I'm saying? Why do you feel good? Because you were sitting in front of master's mouth to learn something, so now you can provide for your children. You think that's provision. That's a form of provision. Because whoever provides lands provides everything. You have not provided lands, but you have provided a corner in someone else's land. So that's not the same thing. It is provision, but not to the degree where the women will stop being what they are that you are cursing today. No. There's degrees to this shit. And where you are, there's no pride in it. Because if there is pride, trust me, I'll be on top of you right now. In that same game, and I don't need to go to learn nothing from no one. Because really a dog doesn't, the same way the dog don't need a book to know its job and what it needs to do, what to eat, what not to eat, it doesn't need it. It's the same way too, I really don't need master telling me what to do. I should know. And this is why they don't respect, and this is why they say you 3/5 of a man, because you don't know, unless you read it. Oh, he's talking like he never read a book. How about you pick up a book? I'm not cursing reading books. Of course, if you can recognize it in you, all road leads to Rome. I'm not cursing the book. I understand you need it. But that's not the only way. That's not the most efficient way. That's why I'm not saying not to read by all means, please. I'd rather have you read than just go around playing video games or doing stupid shit. Of course. That's not what I'm saying. Read by all means. Ikra. Ikra Rabbika Alladil Khalaq. Read in the name of your Lord. Khalaqal insa ana fil alaq. The one who created the pen. In your world, who created the pen? Who's selling it the most? Who has the factories to create it? Even if the slave, yes, the slave created the pen, but who gave the slave the mean to create the pen? That's God. Not the one who created the pen, but the one who gave you the mean to create the pen. Alright, you have an idea? Alright, let me find a way to put that idea to work. That's God. That's why I can't really be happy where you're happy. Where you're happy, I may be sad. And where you are sad, I'm happy. We're different. It's male against men in this equation. And what you hate, I may see as a solution. Like some of us who want me to speak against abortion. When abortion was seen as a solution of too many males are born and females. They're popping babies like rabbits. And they're not even will men to raise worlds. We're not going to need them in the future. How do we stop it? The growth. They're going to consume the planet. So they created a way to stop that way of bringing babies about because they're horny dogs. That's why when you see it as a problem, I see it from the master's point of view as a solution. Because in reality, if we are being happy with what we have now, we truly don't need to exist. The planet really don't need us. Because the planet don't need no one to come with the ideology of cutting the trees to turn it to paper so that we can worship the paper. Mother Earth don't need men like this. It don't need women like that. So of course they have to create abortion clinics as a solution. Because you're not coming to help. You're coming to consume and be proud with it. So by all means, let us be women, let us be men. Let us be men for the women so that they can be the women that they are. Because the minute that we become men, they will become women. Because they are happy to really please us. So if we're not males, they will cease pleasing males. Because trust me, if you don't go to the strip club, the women will not work there. You see? My problem is not coming to act like I'm better like everybody else is doing. I'm coming to show us that we are wrong. Stop blaming anyone else. Not master is not wrong. Because like I say, if master is surviving for himself. So how can you blame a game of survival based on those that are surviving? Survive. Don't blame the player, blame the game. That's why I can hate no one. That's why I don't curse the solutions, because you cannot see solutions for what they are. Like I say, if you are happy with who you are, then of course clinics like this must exist. Because now we feel happy, now we don't want to hear nothing. Every time master put a little crumbs for us, okay, before the crumbs to the slave was working, jobs. Master always tell them work hard, but now they want to be masters. So now master allow them to work for themselves, creating the dollar. Because we have to prove to them they're getting somewhere. Let's create the dollar. That's why the businesses don't go on Wall Street exchanging dollars across the world. No, they're not exchanging that. They're exchanging what is in abundance, what is serving resources. It's you, the slaves, that are fighting and getting power out of dollar. They're not. You see? So if we are happy where we are, of course the abortion clinic got to exist whether you want it or not. And if you come to burn it, your ass is in jail too, because you're a monkey against yourself. You don't know what you're doing. You're not men. You're a male. 3/5 of a man. Don't you see the animals? We are on top because they don't have the intellect we have most of the time. But the real men. That's why now the fact that there's no real men and women in existence, only males and females like the animals. So now some of us question who is really the leader here. Is it us or the animals? But you can see it. And the animals don't know if they should even follow us, really. But knowing that we are the apex indeed, then they follow us regardless. And this is why yesterday I came across a video of a dog trying to hump a horse. Where do you think that their ideology comes from? This comes from the top, the head, the men. It's only us doing it, then they're all going to follow. Everything's going to do what we do. Everything. That's why some of us may take in nature to say, okay, if nature, it's in nature, then no. It goes both ways. Yes, we learn a lot from the animals, the same way the animals are following us. We serve each other. They still know we are the kings and the queens, even if they serve us. Just like aren't we happy that certain slaves created a lot of things, patent situation for the masters? Same thing. The animals create patents for the masters. They show you different things. That doesn't put them on top of you, no. Like you, even if you created certain thing for master, you're still not on top of master. Same thing. You see what I mean? So until we become them, the animal is gonna be everything that we are, even worse. And the children too. Because many of us is under the illusion that everything never gonna change. Money is always gonna be God. So now we want to raise our children. Like I was saying, the growth came from being slaves to now paying with something that has no value, something that already was free anyway. Therefore, you pay nothing to something that was already yours. There's no really safe transaction happened. It's an illusion of transaction. That's why they still debt ceilings going higher. And you don't ask yourself why. We print money. If money was the shit, really, why couldn't we just print the trillions of dollars we owe to China and Arabia and then offset the debt? Yet we think we know. We're going around thinking we are really guiding our children. You can guide your children with what you know, but you have to know your limits. You have to know you can't do it alone. Because it takes a village to raise a child. Not just because I went under master and learned something or something like this and I'm the best slave there is, therefore I'm the best student, the most programmable there is by master. And then, okay, I'm okay now to lead. No. It's not. Far from that. So as a favor to the women, I'm saying let us be men. Because I see you love being a man. Except that we don't know what a man is. So someone got to talk about a man. Because until the man comes, the woman will never show up. And then we're going to feel good enough in our own pants thinking we can throw judgment at the women for what they do. And how the fuck can we do that? That's why they're not respecting you. No one respects someone who blames someone else for their own mistakes. No, it doesn't happen this way. If you can throw judgment on someone else and not see your own mistake, then you're not even allowed to speak. You shouldn't be speaking. Because the only one that can speak is the one that blames himself. Just like parents, true parents never blame their children. They blame themselves. Because if the children follow you, they listen to you, how are you going to blame them? It's something you're not doing right. That's the only way you grow. By seeing your own mistake, not by throwing stones. That's why he applies to me. That's why Christ himself, who was not taught by no man, when they forced him, like Prophet Muhammad, who even himself taught by a man or by an angel, when he came to do the law that the angel told them to stone the fornicators, he will find all the excuse in the book not to do it because he don't want to do it. It's against his nature. He don't want to kill nobody, especially with a stone. And that is why he was chosen. You're not chosen, Prophet Muhammad, because you are so happy to throw the stones. You're chosen because you would hold your hands back before you would really want to throw the stone. Compared to Christ, who was not raised by a man, or you see, no father, no teacher, two different men, you see, yet most efficiently both their own way, powerfully equal. Because it's not what it is, it's not the way you go about things, it's as long as you want the truth, as long as you are following what it is, you know your limits, your everything's gonna work, because there's only one way, is growth at the end of the day. There's no growth unless we're not doing it right. And then Christ himself, who was taught by no man, when they forced him to kill the fornicators, what did he say? May he who is without sin throw the first stone. Because why would he be happy when he knows you are guilty as much as they are? Except that you can see it, therefore you think you can throw stones. Go around being happy to kill people because they're wrong. No one is wrong. If one is wrong, we're all wrong. If Michael Jackson is wrong, I'm wrong. If R. Kelly is wrong, I'm wrong. If anyone is wrong, I'm wrong. Any rappers are calling my daughters a whore, having them twerking for $1 in a strip club, I'm wrong as well. I'm not here to blame no one but myself. So do the same for yourself. Do yourself a favor. Don't feel good blaming anyone but yourself. Because that's not growth. Yes, sometimes we have to just throw stones but at ourselves. And then whoever is like us will get hit too. Because they will recognize us in them. Because we are the change we need to see. So I'm not fooled. Never been. And never will be. I'm humble, yeah, but not a fool. And since you don't know what humility, a man becomes humble, then you recognize it as a weakness. When you don't even know his strength. Why? Because even in Islam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, if you are not humble, if I have not made you humble, these people would have destroyed you already. They would not have followed you because they are in their ego. The only way you can deal with ego is only if you can be humble. Because ego is the child. Ego is arrogant. Doesn't do well with command. Unless you can put a gun, then recognize that I'm weak. Until you prove to ego it's weak, he will never recognize the weakness. I've taught myself enough. I've read enough books. At least if that's what you want me to do. I've lived enough to know what I'm talking about. And this is why I'm even speaking. That's why everyone who knows me knows I'm never wrong. Why am I never wrong? Not because I'm never wrong, because I will not open my mouth knowing that I may be wrong. That's why you can never know where I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, it's going to be within myself. Because I won't speak unless I'm sure of what I'm talking about. So how are you going to ever try me saying anything wrong? And if I say something wrong, you guys believe I'm fucking testing you. Throwing you a bone, letting you think, but I can't play games no more. I love playing games, of course, especially with fools when they think they know better. There's nothing a master loves doing better. Giving you nothing except what you expect. We love doing that. Because we're not here to make you prove to you we're masters. What is that going to do for us? Except taking you away from true mastery. So that's why you leave us no choice but to play games. Not that we have time for it, but that's the only way we have to deal with the ego. We can't allow ego to make our hearts sour. That's why somebody said on Facebook today that the heart can become hardened. And she showed a heart, and then he had a piece of stone, and then the stone keep covering the heart until it becomes hard. But what we don't understand is perspective. It matters most. Sometimes it's not really you can be the heart in a shell. The heart still beating and still soft. That's why it protects itself with a shell, yet still feeling. And except that it's not going to allow the heart to get hurt no more, because it doesn't need the pain to grow no more. It's already grown enough. So it put itself in a shell now, different from a heart that became hard. Because a heart that become hard cannot love. It can't show love anymore. It can only show hate to everything surrounding it, and become toxic to its reality. That's how you know when the heart is hard. But if it's in the shell, you think that's the heart you're touching, but that's not the heart. You're only touching the shell. That heart is too precious for you to touch. The universe cannot allow you to touch that. That's why certain things are hidden. Knowledge, truth, sometimes have to be hidden from fools, right? The heart with its intuition sometimes have to be hidden from fools. Otherwise, it will be pierced by the arrow of whoever's throwing arrows around. You see? Life itself is a lesson. We don't need to go on the master to learn nothing. That's why when you feel proud to learn from the master, you have become a better tool to master, but not to yourself. Believe that. Because master is not retarded like you. He cannot give you the same tool that allow him to have the upper hand. Come on. That would be stupid of master. And therefore he can't even do. It's only about time that master is going to lose the seat. You know me. I do not want to speak this way. Trust me. I'm a man. I hate when people tell me what to do. That's why you see, instead of telling the man how to speak to me, I respect myself first and be humble when I need to be. And listen before I speak. You see, that's what I do. I don't try to control someone. You see what I'm saying? I control my own self. And I tell the children the same thing. Oh, why you call me stupid, daddy? No, it's not. Don't try to control what comes out of my mouth. No, I don't need to. I'm not trying to be mean. But I'm trying to be real. You see? Don't control my mouth. Instead, control what you do. Give me something to respect. Because if you don't act stupid, I will not call you stupid. You can act stupid, expect me to tell you that's a queen mentality. I'm playing games with you. I'm not being real. That's not love. Love is giving it the way it's supposed to be given. That's why sometimes we take fake friends as real friends, because those are the ones that applaud our demise. That's what we can handle. We don't want the real friend that tell us when we're about to fall into a hole because we're a bunch of children. We can't handle the truth. I don't have friends. Yet I deal with men and women. Why? Because I can't be real with you, therefore I can't call you a friend. Because I'll expect you to be the same that I can be to you when I'm making a mistake. Don't lie to me. I'm man. I'm a man. I can take it. Give it to me. That's why when the white men call me whatever, monkey, this and that, I don't get mad. I look where I'm acting like a monkey and change that. Because if I want him to stop calling me a monkey, I have to first stop acting like a monkey. Sometimes it's easy, yes, it's more comfortable to control someone outside of yourself than to control what's within you. That's why don't we always say that we are our greatest enemy? Of course. So of course we're going to be easily controlling master and the word that comes out of master. I don't do that. I don't get mad at no one for nothing. I see the problem in me first. And if you see me mad at you, you best believe there's no return. Because I'm not mad because it's ego. And I'm not even mad. Except that I keep my distance. Sense a child. If I feel disrespect in anyone's house, sense a child. And then the first thing I see is myself. Sense a child. Then the first thing I remember is when my parents were telling me, don't go to neighbors' houses. Now I recognize why. And then I stay home. I'm not going to blame the neighbor. No. Remember, parents tell me stay home because that's where your respect is. Because when you step out of your house, whatever you get, you get. I owe you respect in your own corners. But when you go out of that, I can't help you with that. Now you're on your own. I see it in myself. This is why since a child, I always take heed. I don't blame the parents. That's why you can ask anyone who was raised with me. They will tell you they will beat the shit out of us for acting stupid for the day, and then I'm the only one who stopped crying first or who didn't cry during the whipping. And when they ask me, how you do that? You don't cry, whatever, when everyone else is crying? Well, ask them what I say. It's for my own good. And I was a child. Why would I cry? I deserve it. As a child. Ask anyone. This is Facebook. Everyone who was raised with me, who even raised me, may see this. As a child. This is why I had to stop playing games with you and be a real friend. Stop being fake. Take your lessons. Take your advice. What are you here for? What do you have to offer? Except that we expect me to just be another slave again. Like pick up or two and work for master. Whatever it is, a business, whatever. Pick up or two. But nah, I'm not here for that. We here basically to build a new world. Everybody who ever calls themselves a master is doing that right now. Because we know the time. So I cannot give you what you want most of the time. I can think bigger than what I'm already thinking. But I can't blame you because I've never spoken. Now you're going to know what I'm thinking. I'm too humble for you to even see arrogance in me, to even think I even have needs or wants. You see, it's not your fault. There he goes again. I'm blaming myself. As a father, if my child can come and tell me what to do, is because I wasn't telling her what to do first. I have to blame myself. Like Michael Jackson said it best, the man in the mirror. He didn't blame you. He didn't blame his father, the man in the mirror. And that showed growth, maturity. We can't be fooled. We know what maturity is. We know what true growth is. We know what a man is. We know who a woman is. And there's degree of womanhood or manhood. Degrees. Like yes, you are being a male to the moment. Still a degree of man. But not the man yet. Since we are equipped with the strength of a man, equipped with the tools, which is the penis of a man, we can of course throw seeds into the woman and grow babies. then that makes us male. Degrees of manhood, not men. We can provide to the smallest degree of provision, yes. That makes us males. Because look, the animals out there are doing the same thing we do. They fornicate amongst each other. They provide for the children. Yet they don't call themselves men. Because they know what a man is. So we have to recognize. So on this day of womanhood, or the day we give out of audacity to the women, let us really be men. And I'm not saying don't give them the flowers. Because right now, if it wasn't for greater purpose, I would have been giving the mother that gave me life a flower at the moment. But self-sacrifice is the key. You see? No one is doing it, then therefore someone else gotta do it. Or if so, whoever is man enough is doing something else already. Because I have to recognize among us are people that are doing great things. I cannot just go around not recognizing that. I know we can do more, and I know there are some that are doing a lot. But it's still not enough. Because it's not one man, it's every man. When the true thing comes, all men fall. Women will recognize, so now either a man gets in line or just get behind. Because the women recognize. And they want that. Because women, they can help it but want the real thing. That's why when you are acting like a man because you have a job, because everybody told you a job is what makes you a man, then what happened to the woman? She accepts you for the moment for who you are until she meets better. And then even if she don't go to that, but in her heart she wants it. It's not wrong of her. Because she does deserve more. Except that you can't give more because you're happy to be where you are. For the time being. So, happy Women's Day, indeed. Just like we cannot reveal no prophet unless we follow their instructions. The same way we cannot reveal the women unless we are the sons that they prayed for or the son that they gave birth to. Not coming here blaming mother for being a twerker, blaming mother for being a stripper, blaming mother for being... don't you see the little boys what they do when they see the mother struggling? They man up. They provide for the mother. They want to go sell drugs and do whatever is possible that the father is not doing. Because in them is the man. They don't go blaming mom. They come and cry with mom and touch mom's face. They don't be like, you're a stupid stripper, blah, blah, blah. When their friends call their mother, you're a son of a whore, your mother is a stripper, blah, 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 blah. They cry. And then they start thinking, how can I help mom? They don't come and blame mom. You're a stupid stripper, don't talk to me. No. They touch mom's face. They may say it and hurt mom's feeling, and then they get hurt more. And then it's only they were in their feelings, and then they come to mom and touch mom's face. I'm sorry, mommy, I don't mean to. I promise you, you'll never have to do that again. I'm going to do everything I can. And to believe it, they will kill to make sure mom never have to feel this way again. That's the man. They only graduate to become males, meaning descend, because they didn't have a man as a role model. So of course they will lose it, because around them is those men, those males that are feeling happy with the least. So of course they always gonna wanna follow, because it's just the way it works. Honor those that were before you. But sometimes you do have to dishonor the ones that were before you. But it takes a man to recognize that. That's why we say it's not the action, it's the intention. Why did you dishonor? Was it because you don't wanted to prove you a man? Was it because, or is it because you saw that father was wrong and you know it in your gut that you have to follow something else? Intention, not the action. Fuck the action. That's why we fool each other all the time. Right now we're calling ourselves men in front of our children with the least, when in fact we're not. just based on the action. You see, action itself holds no weight. But if you intended to become a man on your own or for will, then you will recognize what you need to do. Because as long as you know yourself, everything else unfolds. You will know what to do. So don't feel good. There's nothing you can teach me. There's nothing. If you see me not paying attention to something, it's because I don't need to. Enough people is already doing it and it's not serving anything. It may be serving, that's why I share certain things. But to the degree it's serving, it's not enough. You see? Because I know everyone is here for a purpose. That's the thing you say to me every day. And you think I'm not listening? I'm paying attention. Because when you speak, I don't think it's from you. I just believe it's from my ancestors using your vessel. That's why I can't get mad at you. Is getting mad at my ancestors. When you say something and it relates to me, I take heed. Meditate on it. I don't get mad. Because I don't believe it's from you. I don't think you're smart enough or man enough or woman enough to say certain things sometimes. Because most of the time we say things we don't even know what the fuck we're talking about and where they apply. This is why my time is so valuable, because certain things you say you don't even know what it means or what you're saying, and I have to make sure to explain to you, make you understand what you say, and to make you understand that you say it wrong. Yes, it's true, but it's not applying to the right place. Because something may be true, but if it's not put to the right place, that's where wisdom comes. It's not just to know, but know where it applies. If you're telling me taking bigger when I know it doesn't apply to where I'm at, then of course it doesn't apply. How can I think bigger than everything? Like I say, if you seek to be the provider, provide a land, not a room in master's house. And then you feel good about it, thinking you reached somewhere. No. You have not. Far removed from that. Oh yeah, trust me. You see? So we speak that way. Of course, if he hurts my ego, he's going to hurt yours. I expect that. Trust me, there's nothing you can feel that I don't know. There's nothing you can act on I don't know. Nothing new under the sun. I just got to recognize myself. That's it. That's why do you think I chose to hide behind my own self? Ashe. Not because I don't know my purpose. Not because, no. But things apply to their time. You see? Everything it's time. It's only the one who seek to show off that will come with something before it's time. Because even if I know my value, but I cannot really waste my time showing you the value that you expect. Because I already know my value. I'm not here to prove to you a value. I'm here to wait until you get your value so we can build. So I'm not here to show off. The man you see in front of you today existed since young. Except that he sat back and learned from everyone and everything. So that he can grow until the time comes that we can step up and be who we're supposed to be. Because who we are is not about creating a business. Who we are is not about doing nothing you're doing out there. Building a home in someone else's land. That's not who we are. Who we are is the true provider. Not the one that would provide to a degree of providing a room in someone else's land. There's degrees to provision. We're here to create abundance. And I know I need partners, whatever, this and that. I need a woman on my level. I need this, I need that. I know what I need. But how can I get it if I don't speak first? That's why in the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God and the Word was God. You see, the Word That's why when someone speaks, I pay heed regardless of what you're recognizing in me right now. I listen. I don't care how old you are. You think you have the right to speak? Let me hear you. Because I'm not going to judge you by how old you are or whatever. Hell no. I need to grow. You see what I mean? I'm not going to judge. I will listen. But when I don't hear what I need to hear, then I can't expect any savior. I have to become it. So whatever we need to do, we all here already, ready to do whatever needs to be done. No one needs to die. We need everyone that is here. Every single soul serves a purpose. Except that we have to recognize who we are and stop feeling big for no reason. Because big according to what? According to who? Whatever you are, anyone else can be. So what's the point of arrogance? What's the point of feeling big or better than the other? And somebody yesterday made me feel bad because I was dropping my ex was graduating and she wanted me there. And then I was going to the graduation or something like this. And the poor man on the highway came and asked me for money, and then I gave him $1. But the thing he made, I had to look for $1 between a bunch of 20s. Recognize that I could have given more. Why you are looking for $1 when you have a bunch of 20s in your pocket in the man's face? I already feel it in myself. But somebody else made me feel worse even when I went on Facebook, because I'm there to learn. And I didn't curse him. And the man said, don't be cheap, because it is what you give that is returned. But what that man got to understand is that sometimes when Bill Gates gives $1 billion, it's according to the universe is the ratio. It's the same dollar I may give may weigh the same weight that Bill Gates give, because it's only according to where it's coming from. It's not how much you give. It's how much you give based on what you get, what you have. And sometimes I may give more to someone than Bill Gates giving billions of dollars. You don't know how it works. You can do great in that world built for you with this mindset. That's why you will not recognize beauty, because you're looking at numbers instead of quality. Because the one who have numbers, it doesn't take anything. Sometimes someone may give you a bunch of money and he didn't even come out of his pocket. He probably just raised the money from the little fidels from the church pocket. But the pastor get the praise, the pastor helped me. And then the poor man who work hard gave $1 out of $100 in his pocket. You don't take it big because you don't really reveal the truth, the true love, because you focus on numbers instead of quality. You don't know who you are. You don't know what you're doing. Nothing I do or say can be undone, because I'm someone who is born wise. But you won't know that unless you are wise yourself, because I won't be arrogant to you to prove it to you. You have to recognize it. And the best I can do is to speak to you. And if you have ears, you will hear. And if you're wise, you will see. You will take heed. But until you are, it doesn't matter what I say. You will continue to go further into destruction of yourself. That's why Allah told the Prophet, don't worry about who listens or who doesn't. Your job is to convey the message. That same message who is here as a good news to some, of course is going to be a warning to another. Because the fool is a warning to the fool, but a good news to the wise. Same message. But it's not the message itself that is there to be a warning. It is how you're going to take it that turns it into a warning. The truth is what it is. It's how you perceive it that turns it to whatever it becomes to you, how it applies to you. Understand that. That's why we always seek to kill the one who speaks the truth. Though for those who gives a fuck about that. Because we think it's the truth we need to tame. No, it's ourselves. Set down that stupid ass ego and let it take heed, let it grow. Let it become a man, graduating from a male figure. So everything we need is here. I've recognized great men, great women, doing everything they can to help. So I'm just doing what I see lacking, what I see needs to be done, what can bring more out of less time. Helping them, because we all have to help. And if it is speaking, because in the beginning was the word is what must be spoken first, before everything else follows suit. That's why if you can see power in words, oh, let's work, you're only being lazy, because you don't want to do the work. Because if I'm already saying, just like Master told you, and you did as Master told you, and then everything worked, it's the same thing too. If you do as I say, then everything will work. But if you go against the truth, then nothing will work. But let's believe it's not because the planet cannot provide abundance. The planet don't know scarcity. It doesn't. You don't even understand your mindset. That's why we become cancer cells, destroying ourselves and not knowing it. Instead of knowing it, we rather throw the punch at someone else because it makes us look better. But you're not fooling really the wise ones. You're not fooling God. You're only fooling yourself. And the same people you fool today is not going to be fools forever. That's why Bob Marley say, you can fool the man one time, but you cannot expect to fool the man all the time. So if I allow you to be fooling people and yourself, then I'm not helping you. I'm not being a friend. So don't try to change me. Don't try to change the truth. Change yourself. Tame your ego. Accept truth. Let it work it. Let it be. So that you can be what you need to be. And that is a man. So that indeed we can say a happy Women's Day. You see what I'm saying? So let's talk. If we have to, we heal, like I said. Let's build. Let's do what we're supposed to do. Nothing is missing. If it's money that's controlling your mind, there's enough because we print it. There's no limitation. And many of us have a lot of money, we don't even know what to do with it. You see what I'm saying? So let's just do what we're supposed to do, because once we come together, everything happens. That's it. So find your purpose, find what you need to do, and stop trying to tell anyone else, find for yourself. Because once you are being who you are, because you best believe, if I'm being myself, no one else needs to be anything other than themselves, except that we just do as we say we gotta do. That's it. No man needs to speak again once a man spoken. Just like when father speak, if he's a true father, the wife can only agree and allow the children to say yes too, because there's no need for two. If it's true, it's true. That's it. What's the problem? What is the discussion about? What are we doing except wasting time? Let's build. Let's really cause a happy Women's Day for the woman. Because until we are men, they can never be women. So live, love, laugh, and learn. Bobo. So I don't, like I say, I'm not here to step on no one's toes. This is not what this is about. You see, as you can see, I eat with a plastic spoon. That's the cheapest spoon there is, right? Why? Because I'm not better. You see, I don't want to show silver spoon and then I'm better. Therefore, you can relate. Except the few I can eat with the silver spoon. It's bigger than just, oh, you're eating with plastic. Plastic is bad. It's bigger than that. Because like the brother say, he's an actor of Anthony Hopkins. Life is just life. Enjoy the food. Enjoy sex. Enjoy each other. Enjoy the ocean. Stop worrying about a lot of things you have no power over. Because many things we worry about, we give too much power. Although they may have a reason, but the degree, like I say. To what degree are we making it a big deal? Because when you make something a big deal that is not, then you create more problem than you help. That's why whatever I do, there's a lesson in it for myself and everyone who's watching. whatever I say, there's a lesson in it for myself and everyone else who's watching. Because I know how you think. And when I'm speaking to all levels of consciousness. And in your consciousness, whatever that is, if I'm wrong, by all means, let me know. Because I need to know what you're thinking so that I know what to talk about next. Thank you for listening. I love you guys. So let's build. Happy Women's Day. The women, I love you. I was dancing like a woman before I started this as I was cleaning my area. Because when you are speaking, you have to make sure you're in the area of clean. Because cleanliness is next to godliness. You see, I mean the message, so the message can be happy. The message can come through properly. The ancestors can feel good because they are luxury. They don't want to be on dirt doing this. If they have to, they will. Because they're warriors. They don't care. You see what I mean? But let's make things easy. You see? Let us be ourselves. Let us be men. And if you don't know what it is to be a man, ask a man. Because men exist. But don't try to say things that's going to destroy thinking you're helping. Like I say, if you're not master, like you say, you need to build your own world. Your own world. So you have to start having your own words. That's where it starts. Because in the beginning was the word, and that's the blueprint. But if you're regurgitating masters and pretending to be fighting against master, then you're not going to help nothing. And when I say pretend, you don't mean to pretend sometimes. But you are pretending to those who know the truth. You see what I'm saying? So let us stop and let us just tame our ego and get together and create paradise. Let us turn that hellhole that you put me into and turn it into paradise. Because me, my mind cannot create hell. That's why I'm here. Because I'm not here to create hell. I'm here to turn hell into paradise. You see? That's just what there is to it. So let us build. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. It's been a pleasure as always. Until next time, you see? That's what it is. So I hope the message went through, and I hope everything is all good. I hope you get it. I hope I didn't make enemies, although I really do not give a fuck, because who needs fake friends anyway? Me, I'm not weak, I'm strong. I may have a soft heart, but I'm strong. Because soft heart have the strongest minds. You see what I mean? You don't get it. So I am strong when my heart is soft. You see? I don't need fake friends. Tell me what it is. So I hope you become strong too, so that your mind may be strong. I hope your heart becomes soft so your mind may be strong too. What I meant to say. You see, let's build. Live, love, laugh, and learn. This is your brother, Haibo.